It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, the ocean is as vast as it is deep, and there is still so much to explore and to learn from the deep blue sea. This is exactly the work and lifeblood of the founders of the Sea Change Project, Craig Foster and Ross Frylinck, whose new book, Sea Change, chronicles 8 whole years of exploring the kelp forest off the southwest tip of Africa. Now, Craig and the book's editor, Pippa Ehrlich, join us on Expresso this morning to share what they have found in the wild and, of course, how it has transformed their lives. And may I just say you too, this book is a work of art. So congratulations, Craig and Pippa. Welcome to the show.
I mean, it not only looks great, but it's packed with such beautiful visuals and stories. You've got to tell me, the Sea Change Project, where did it all begin and what are you aiming to do with it?
Well, it began, actually, strangely enough, not very far from here.
Wow.
Ross had this idea to put up outdoor exhibitions. We put an exhibition along the Sea Point waterfront, not expecting too much, and there was an incredible reaction from Cape Townians. I think over 1 million people saw this outdoor exhibition.
Wow.
And then we worked on the project for many more years, and then slowly realized that we needed to put out a book. So it's the whole project has a book, a film that's coming out, an international exhibition that's now on the cards. So it's slowly just growing, and it's just really born out of our love and passion for the ocean.
That's amazing, and that's what comes through in the book as well. Pippa, when I started paging through the pages of the book, the first thing that I started to get was an awareness of things that I didn't yet know. I felt like I was being educated in the process. Was that part of the reasons for putting it together?
Yeah, I mean, from my own personal experience, I've been diving here for like 8 years, maybe longer. And on my very first dive with Craig, what I found was I was going into this place that I thought I knew, but it was like I put on a pair of magical glasses. And suddenly I was seeing animals that I'd never seen before, and I was becoming aware of, you know, you think a sea urchin is just this thing that sits on the sea floor, but it's got a whole life story, and there's all this drama that happens to it every day. And you just start to think about things differently, and once you get involved in the lives of the animals, you can start to tell those stories through photography and writing and film, and that's what Craig's really mastered, I think.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Well, 8 years in the making, this book, and now we're sitting with a final project. But if you had to list some of the details of what went into creating this final product that we're looking at right now, what are some of those elements?
Well, it actually goes back even further. About 20 years ago, I did a lot of work up in the central Kalahari with my brother, and we were fortunate enough to be working with these incredible San Bushman master trackers, and they try to teach us this, incredible land tracking, and I was actually not very good at it. It was extremely difficult.
Yeah.
And then after about 3 or 4 years of diving every day in the ocean here, I was struggling to get into the deep biology, and something came to me, and I thought, could I use that tracking experience from the Kalahari? Could I somehow do that in the water? And slowly but surely I developed this underwater tracking system. And that allowed me to break through and find new behaviors, new to science, some new species.
What a commitment.
And then working, of course, with Professor Charles Griffiths, who's this incredible marine biologist, with an incredible team led by Professor Chris Henshelwood and the whole Origins project, Understanding Human Origins. We combined all the scientific and indigenous knowledge, and then, of course, going in the ocean every day and learning. My main teachers are animals like octopus and clingfish. These are the teachers, the real teachers. But the scientists, of course, just add an enormous amount to this. So it's a combination of all these things.
Stunning. Pippa, what do you think readers are going to be getting out of this book, and who needs to read it?
Well, I think in terms of who needs to read it, it's really anyone who's interested in nature and the ocean.
Yeah.
Especially anyone who lives in Cape Town, because we think that we're living in this bustling urban city, but really we're this little strip of civilization wedged between this massive mountain wilderness and this incredible ocean wilderness that's still filled with, the biggest predators that have lived in our oceans.
Yeah.
and what you can get out of it, in addition to being able to look at some really, really beautiful images and some incredible scientific knowledge, some of which has only been discovered in the last few years by Craig and the scientists that he works with. We're also looking at our ancient connection with nature and what it means to be a human being on this planet at a time where we're getting further and further away from nature, but this is something that's very integral to what it means to be human. We have always had relationships with animals.
Yeah.
We evolved as part of nature.
Yeah,
And
and we've
that's-
got to reconnect.
Exactly.
It is an absolutely
Powerful stuff.
riveting book. Thank you so much for joining us here. It looks incredible, and it is available at all leading bookstores. And if you want more information on the book, you can visit their website, www.seachangeproject.com. Thank you so much, Pippa and Craig.
Thanks,
Thanks
guys.
very much.
Thanks,
Thank
lovely
you.